Alright, how are you doing? So I wanted to have a wee chat with you today about hugging trees and when was the last time you hugged a tree. I still kind of need to check with myself that I'm actually talking about hugging a tree. It seems like absolutely mental and madness that David O'Connor, is talking about hugging a trees, and that's how my younger self would probably react to my current self if I was talking about hugging the trees. I think if I was like 10 years ago hearing me talking about hugging trees, I would have probably given myself a Glasgow kiss and told myself to be on my way and to behave myself. If you don't know what a Glasgow kiss is, then you can Google it. It's a term of affection in Glasgow. And my life is clearly two distinct halves. It's my life has changed. My view and perception of the world has changed, and I guess in trying to think about me, what has actually changed, well, I think a big thing was packing in the drink and the booze. 8 years come October, I've been off the drink, so that's definitely been a big impact. I moved out of London and the city life, 5.5 years ago when we moved to Portugal. That was definitely a big thing in my life. And I think moving to Portugal, getting out of the city, not drinking, maybe that time in London or on the booze is numbed my senses or awareness or what have you. So coming to Portugal, I think that's, I've got a lot to thank for Portugal. It's allowed me to reconnect with nature, and I think nature in many ways, well, I that's what I know is led to the experiences I had in Egypt 2.5 years ago, connecting with nature, spending time in Serra da Sintra nearby, connecting with these kind of magical trees and boulders. That's really, I believe, led to these experiences I had with the light in Egypt. And since then it's really opened my eyes to my connection, but our connection to the planet. In ancient times, trees were revered, they were sacred. The Druids and Celts, they revered the natural world, and a sacred tree regarded as the tree of life, that was to be found at the heartland of many Celtic tribes. I think in this modern day world, we've lost that reverence, that wonder, that magic with nature. We really do need to look to the past for, I think, to really try and understand how these people were thinking, because they were clearly very, very smart and in tune with nature. And this modern day world is taking us away from that, and that's a lot of what I'm talking about in my book I've been writing. Hugging a tree isn't nonsense at all. A tree's roots go deep into the ground, they're anchored, the roots, they're spread out and connected with the earth. The energy that comes up through the tree when you hug it, you become part of the energy. Everything is energy. I know a lot of you who kind of follow Rep in Nature, you're of the same mindset as me. You like to hug trees and connect with nature. And I know a lot of you also say that you do it when no one's looking, or you feel embarrassed to do it when no one's there. And it's kind of a sad indictment of the world we live in. You know what I mean? It's it's not us versus nature. It's not separate. We are one. It's for me, the people who understand the connection, who connect with nature, they understand. They're grounded. There's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about, and that's one thing I guess I wanted to say about doing this video is there's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. And if anyone kind of thinks it's embarrassing, then maybe I'll be giving out some Glasgow kisses. I'm joking. So if you watch this video, then go hug a tree, connect with nature, and don't worry about what anyone else thinks.